Welcome to African Voices Playmakers, the show with the game-changing athletes from across the continent. I'm Larry Medowo. We are at JKUAT, one of the Kenyan universities with an American football program. Even though it's not yet popular here in Africa, American football is making headways across the continent with some untapped talent. This week, we take a look at African players from the past and present who took unconventional paths to the National Football League. I'll introduce you to two young players currently plowing through this elite sport with raw athletic potential and determination. But let's begin with the first Nigerian position player to make it big in the NFL, Christian Okoye. His American dream took an unexpected turn as a young track and field athlete in the 1980s, so he switched to an unfamiliar sport and became one of the best running backs in NFL history.
When I started playing football, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how it was played. When I was playing, my teammates, my friends, my coaches, when nobody believed I could play football, they believed in me. If you saw me approaching, you know the reason why they call me the Nigerian Nightmare. My name is Christian Okoye, former All-Pro running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm a playmaker.
Christian Okoye's journey began at a turbulent time in Nigerian history.
Growing up in Nigeria was extremely, for me, as a kid, I was having a good time, but the country was just going down because of the Civil War. I remember my family just running away from the war front. You appreciate your friends, you appreciate the things that you have. You work extremely hard for the things that you need. Things that I can recall my parents taught me to do so. Parents don't like kids playing sports, and my dad, of course, didn't allow me to play sports until one guy by the name of Patrick Anoka came to my dad and told him, he said, this kid can be something.
From his hometown Enugu in southeastern Nigeria to Southern California, Christian began chasing an Olympic dream at Azusa Pacific University.
I used to live here. I used to throw discus like I didn't want it to get dark. My coach, Patrick Anoka, told me, says, one day discus throw will be your best event. I doubted him, but he was right. Discus was the thing that brought me to America. Here's Innocent Egbunike, a good friend of mine. We became friends back in Nigeria when he went to Moscow Olympics. And of course, in 1981, he came to Azusa Pacific to go to school. And I told him that I want to come as well. So in 82, I came over, and Terry Francis made it possible for me to come. My spot.
Here on the field, bearing his athletics coach name, his Olympic hopes were uplifted. Christian set records in hammer, shot put, and became the first athlete at the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics to win the discus event 4 years in a row.
My coming to America is actually specifically to go to the Olympics in '84. And my freshman year, my sophomore year, summers, I would go to Europe and compete with all these world champions, and I was doing well against them. So when the Olympics came around, I was hoping to be in the Olympics so I can medal, because I knew what I could do. I was very close. I made the mark, and I was hoping to medal, of course, but Nigeria didn't take me to the Olympics. My sophomore year, my friends have been trying to encourage me to play football. I didn't know anything about it, so I said no. But when Nigeria didn't take me to the Olympics, I decided I'm going to try football. And of course, walked into my coach's office. I asked him, I said, I want to play football. He says, what position do you want to play? I said, I don't know. But I remember watching a guy on TV reverse the field during the Super Bowl and scored a touchdown. He said, oh yeah, that was Marcus Allen. I said, what position? He says, running back. I said, well, that's me. That's what I want to play. That's how I became a running back.
Christian immediately got to work as a running back for the Azusa Pacific Cougars in 1986, averaging 187 yards per game. That same year, he played in the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama, gaining some national exposure.
Jim Mahon was my head coach, football coach, and Terry Francis was my track coach. And those two guys, they molded me, they helped me a great deal, along with my teammates. And I listened to them, and they gave me great advices. When I playing here, I didn't play on TV, you see. So scouts, NFL didn't know anything about me. Okay, I'm holding the ball. You can tell I'm just learning. But I was determined, though. Nobody would take me, except for Senior Bowl when somebody dropped out. When I played over there, scored 4 touchdowns, and played on national television, that's when everybody saw me.
Next, Christian talks about his big break with the Kansas City Chiefs and how the Nigerian nightmare was born. Former Kansas City Chiefs running back Christian Okoye left an impressive legacy in the NFL. He was a second-round pick in the 1987 draft, a 2-time Pro Bowler, and led the NFL in rushing yards in 1989, despite having learned the game only 3 years prior. In 7 seasons with the Chiefs, Christian set a number of records while becoming the first running back in franchise history to record multiple 1,000 rush yard seasons. The numbers show his legacy, but his power and unstoppable speed earned him his nickname.
The Nigerian Nightmare. It started in practice, actually, in Kansas City. During film session, we were watching our practice, and he saw me knocking people down and says, "Oh man, watch out for the nightmare." And Bill Kenny, the quarterback back then, he says Nigerian Nightmare. So that stuck. Not everybody had the big shoulder pads. I started wearing the big shoulder pads because I was having a neck problem, so that was the only way they can protect my neck is to raise it up in the back, and I was wearing lineman's shoulder pads back then. And it became an intimidating factor to other teams, and I loved it.
When asked how many tackles the Nigerian Nightmare broke on a single run, he says there is one play he thinks defined his career.
Playing against Seattle Seahawks, I believe my best play was we were on the 11-yard line. In third quarter, we were going in to score. It was very loud in there, so I told the quarterback, I said, please, it's so loud I can't hear you if you change the plays. Just tell me which side we're going. He says, green, green, green. I didn't hear him, so I guess we're going right. So I went to the right. All these guys pulled, and I said, uh-oh, I've taken already 2 steps. So by the time I got the ball to go to my left, blocking was already taking place, you see. So, but I ran 8 guys over to score, 11-yard run. That was my best play ever.
Christian says the game has changed since his time.
Quarterbacks threw the ball a lot. Back then when I played, in the whole 3 hours of a game, we will have about maybe 50 plays. Today, they have 80 plays. It's crazy because they throw a lot. And running backs are not as respected as they used to be. But although this year I've seen running backs run the ball a lot. If you look at any team in the NFL, all 32 teams, I bet you'll find about 1 or 2 Nigerians in it. For sure, you'll find an African playing in the NFL. And people tell me just because I played.
Christian is also giving back to his current home state with the creation of the California Sports Hall of Fame in 2006.
I called all the big names in sports in California to throw in their support, and they all did. I called Reggie Jackson, Magic Johnson, Tommy Lasorda, all these guys, and they all threw in their support. You have more sports related individuals coming out of California than any other state in the U.S. And I mean, if you're not from California, you played sports in California, you see. So I'm talking about high school, college, professional, and also in media, coaching, and even sports medicine. All that is all included. How you doing, man? I like your shirt.
This year, he wrote a memoir with stories that still resonate with fans 37 years after his debut in the NFL.
It feels good to write my story. You know, I mean, throughout my career, people have been saying, you have to write a book, you have to tell your story, you have to do that. But I didn't know how to start, you know, and I contacted many people, talked about it to several people, but I didn't know how until Greg Hanlon in New York. So I called him, I said, I'd like to write a book on my story. He says, yeah, I'm a big fan. I watched you play and so on and so forth. It will be quite an honor, he says. And we talked and it happened. And the book is out. If you know where you're going, you know which path to take, you see. That's the best advice I think somebody could have given to me, and I'm giving it to the kids now.
Next, we'll see how a couple of young Nigerians are seizing their moment in the NFL. Welcome back. As you just saw, Christian Okoye helped pave the way for other Africans to see how their raw athletic abilities can translate into American football. One of those athletes doing that right now is Kenneth Odumegwu, whose soccer and basketball skills are getting him closer to the Seattle Seahawks game day roster.
I'm not like, trying to be like the superhero, but like I could help motivate people to, believe in themselves too.
Hard work is the name of the game. My name is Kenneth Odumegwu. I'm a defensive lineman for the Seattle Seahawks, and I'm a playmaker.
24-year-old Lagos native Kenneth Odumegwu says the first sport that won his heart was soccer.
Growing up as a kid, that's what gives me joy. Back in Nigeria, where I'm from, soccer is like the main sport. Then going around like other kids, that's all we want to do, be like making posts with like slippers, like our shoes or something. Yeah, just, to kick the ball around. We like, even like when we didn't have like the real soccer ball, we would like take a piece of paper, put them in, wrap them up, just to have something to kick around.
Unsure if he could make a career out of soccer, Kenneth turned to playing basketball.
Yeah, so I tried. My first day playing basketball, I was like, nah, too many rules. Like you can't touch someone, It's like travel, you do this. It's like, oh my God, what am I doing here? But, with time went on, I started seeing highlights, of basketball players. I'm like, this might be cool,
Thanks to an Instagram post, scouts from Educational Basketball Nigeria showed up, but with a very different kind of offer.
So I had a friend, we played basketball together. Due to like competitions and all, we like get to see each other once in a while. So I posted a picture and he sent it to like the scouts. This scout was like, who's this guy? Then he told me, oh, you interested in playing American football? Like, they for real. I'm like, American football in Nigeria? It's unheard of. I didn't say no, but like I was like, this don't make sense. So he, gave me the number. I spoke to them. They spoke to my dad. And my dad was like, yeah, let's give it a try.
Those scouts were commissioned by New York Giants legend Osi Umenyiora, who was looking for athletes in any sport to see if their abilities can translate to American football. Osi and the NFL Africa had launched their International Player Pathway program in 2017, giving athletes a chance to compete for a spot on an NFL team.
To be here, I feel like God provided this opportunity for me to take my athleticism to the next level and to probably be in the NFL.
Hold up! Hold up! Let's go! Tell me what you feel like! Tell me what you feel like!
Kenneth's skills got him to the first NFL Africa touchdown camp in Accra in 2022. On his first time being exposed to this sport, he was selected as the most valuable defensive player and made his way through to the NFL program.
You know the best part about all this? Guess who I met there? Number 10 for the Seahawks right now, Uchenna Nwosu. Like, yeah, we actually saw each other that time. So when I heard I was going to the Seahawks, I was like, really?
In a foreign country and a foreign sport, Kenneth spent his first season on the Green Bay Packers practice squad. Now with the Seattle Seahawks, he feels he's closer to that coveted roster spot.
To be honest, at first, starting like the whole football process, I wasn't locked in. Throughout this whole journey, I've had great people around me, like my teammates, my coaches. They've been, they understood, oh, I'm new to this.
While he works for it, the defensive lineman has found ways to make an impact back home in Nigeria through WhatsApp.
So I have a platform. It's called Give Back Friday. Yeah, because I mostly do on Friday though. It's just like a little token, like just to, help people. And so it's on WhatsApp. I got about 200 people in there, 250. Yeah, so, I use it to enlighten them about football, ask them questions. What stadium does the Seattle Seahawks play in? Yeah, whoever gets it first, they get like a certain sum of money. Like, that's how I feel I could give back.
Asked about those who may doubt his NFL potential, Kenneth says he's laser focused on enjoying the journey.
I tell people this is my job, but at the same time, it's probably the best job in the world. Like, you do what you like to do. So it's not really like a job to me. It's a really great feeling, like, to be an athlete.
Welcome back. Before the NFL came knocking, Haggai Chisom Ndubuisi was passionate about playing all sports at his church back in Nigeria. But then, just one glimpse at American football was enough for him to take a leap of faith at this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Bruce Lee said something. He said, I fear no man that did practice different skills 10,000 times, but I fear the man that practice a particular skill 10,000 times. So for me, it's the muscle memory. When you do the particular thing multiple times, the body gets used to that particular movement and reading, and it becomes natural. So whenever the time comes, you get the job done. I come from Nigeria to play in the NFL. I have faith in the process. I'm Haggai Chisom Ndubuisi, defensive lineman with the Washington Commanders. I'm a playmaker.
24-year-old Haggai Chisom Ndubuisi knew, just because of his build, he was destined to play a professional sport.
Among my family, my mom is 6'4", my dad is 6'2", and my immediate younger one, he's 7'2". I'm the shortest right now, and I'm just 6'8", 6'9" with shoes. And so as my height started surfacing, I started like playing basketball because of my height. My dad played sports, but he wanted us to go to school. But my mom was somebody who has always believed in me in everything I put my mind to do. So so far she's my source of strength, because when everyone doubted me, she's like, I know you can do it. Just if this is what is going to make you happy, go do it.
Former NBA and national Nigerian team forward Ejike Ogboaja, who normally did basketball camps, invited Haggai to a different camp he was putting together in 2018. There, he got a taste of American football.
But their goal was to just to show technique. And when they came, they thought they were like training kids, so they came with a kids ball. So all they taught us there was just stance and movement, and just like, then ever since then, they told us to keep walking and watching film. Ever since then, it has been going to watch YouTube and practice on our own We just wear boots, soccer cleats, not even American football cleats. I will purchase no pad, no helmet. We just run into each other. Whatever we watch on tape in YouTube, we come and we just give ourselves position and we just play like that.
After watching classic NFL videos on YouTube, Haggai was hooked.
Woo! It was like the greatest hit of American football. I was like, this describes how I feel and what I feel like I could do. Because for me, when I watched it, it was like, I did not getting penalized. Like, this is the only opportunity to get to play and somebody up without getting penalty for anything. So I just loved it, and I was like, I'm gonna do this, you know.
He was recruited for the 2022 NFL touchdown camp in Ghana, led by former NFL star Osei Omenyora. Despite the lack of American football in Africa, Haggai got the chance to pivot to the sport and get his name in the NFL International Pathway Programs list.
When Osei came, I was already giving up on football because I was like, every year we keep doing, there was no, you know. But that year was like, I was like, this is going to be my last shot. We were 96 in that camp. And after the 1 week program, 3 of us were selected. And the 3 of us were selected, myself, Roy and Kenneth Ogini. So when we got selected, we got invited to London. Because we didn't believe it. We were just doing, no one believed in us that anything was going to happen. But when Osei came, it was like, okay, this is it's real for us. So.
After the NFL combined camp in London, the NFL dream came closer to reality with a trip to Arizona.
When we arrived in the States, that was the first time I had a proper coach, a proper football field, proper helmet, everything that has to do with football properly. And I learned everything that has to do with football in 10 weeks.
Before landing his new job in Washington this summer, Haggai got a $207,000 guarantee from the Arizona Cardinals in 2022, one of the highest for an undrafted free agent that year. Last season with the Denver Broncos and now with the Commanders, he gained momentum as a defensive lineman.
The most exciting part for me is transitioning from O-line to D-line, because I loved O-line too, but I was like, when I was in the Cardinals, I was more on defensive scouts, and I was giving both offense and defense. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try defense. But Denver was really what brought the part of me that I was like, just go run into somebody and make him pay, like, you know. But yeah, that's what I love to do. Yeah. I have a lot of mentors, people like Coach Brian, Lee Charles Bentley, Osei Omenyora. And with the Commanders, I got my D-line coaches who believe in me, like Sherif, the person of Tabs, like, and my teammates. They're like brotherhood for us, so we encourage each other and help each other grow. So it's kind of like a perfect arena for me to like get myself better and perfect my craft in becoming a better player.
These guys and other Nigerians are the largest African player bloc in the NFL, but Ghana and Kenya are also represented. In fact, maybe some of these guys from JKUAT here in Nairobi might be the next big stars. Remember, all our shows are on our website, cnn.com/African Voices, and keep up with us on our social media. I'm Larry Medowa, and I'll see you next time.